Welcome to the Tuesday Night Music Show, guys. Welcome. What do you guys think about doing one-hit wonders tonight?
Yeah, one-hit wonders. Yes.
Let's do it, man. We haven't done
John
that.
Caffrey and the Beaver Brown Band. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. They had 2 hits.
I only know of one.
No, you know both. So what'd they do? On the Dark Side.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
And Tender Years was their other one.
Mm-hmm.
The ballad.
Yeah, that's a Brian hit, which means that 1%.
That was a ballad. It was on the charts. It got played all the time.
Well, yeah. You and Casey Kasem know that track, I think.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. I think they have Power of Love, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that was Huey Lewis in the News.
This is going to be a fun show, folks. I'm going to purposely mess up names and artist names and watch Brian correct everything.
Okay. Yeah. Who would like to throw out a really cool one-hit wonder that our audience may not be aware?
Oh,
and they
not
should
be
check
aware?
out.
Oh,
yeah, and they should just check out. Not because it's great for a wedding, but because it's just a cool song.
You know, it's a great song, Brian, and I know you'll appreciate this. I'd have to say Michael G. Smith with Picture Perfect.
Or Michael W. Smith, one of the others.
See what I did?
Jay's big on that guy.
I love that song. I love that song. I know you hate it, but I love it.
Well, hate's a strong word.
You just like his collect.
I'm unimpressed. I'm unimpressed.
But it's such a good. It's very period. Like you know what year it came out when you hear it. Because it copies every other song that came out, like 95, 94, something like that. It's very, yep, you know when it is, but it's a funky song. I don't know. I like it.
Brian, do you have a cool one-hit wonder you'd like everybody to check out?
Dexys Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big one-hit wonder in the U.S.
Over here, anyway.
Yeah. Over there was Gino.
Like 30. They had other ones over there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have a song called Gino that charted pretty heavy over there.
Oh, I know the song. Yes.
Yeah, another track, the one I really like, that I don't know if it charted or not, but it's the Celtic Soul Brothers track. It's really good. It's on the album. But I think it did chart modestly over there. But yeah, Gino was a hit.
Okay.
But Come On Eileen is, in America, they're one hit wonder, absolutely.
Yep.
Damon, what do you got?
I'm still thinking. Go.
I'm just bouncing around. I'm not going in particular order. John?
I'll give you a second to read there. I have in my rock folder, because I play a bunch of rock shows, I have a one-hit wonder folder.
Yeah,
If I can't attribute the band to any other song, it just goes in there because it's making a separate folder for it.
Right.
So I'm just kind of spinning through that, and one of the ones that I like to drop is Sniffing the Tears, Driver's Seat.
Great song.
It's a great song.
That is a great song.
You won't find I mean, there's the original, and then there's an extended remix of it. But as far as anything else from them, there's not a whole lot.
I don't think so.
No, not.
One to check out if you haven't played that. Well, catchy too.
Yeah, a really good song.
Strawberries in Harvard Square. When you walked into this record store, it was a chain in Massachusetts, and I remember walking in, and they were taking down the Sniffing the Tears display, and they were replacing it with the Cars. And that could very well be why we only heard the one track, because the music was changing so quickly at that period of time that as good as that song was, it was like we only heard the one track because the music was changing so quickly at that period of time that as good as that song was, it was like, I mean, he probably had more hits, so I don't think he would fall under it. But who was the guy that did Gold with Stevie Nicks?
John Stewart.
John Stewart. Yeah. Did he have other tracks? That's the only thing I know from him.
Yeah.
At least one other.
But, he did. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know if he would fall in.
I don't know another.
But that came out around the same time as Sniffing the Tears and the Cars.
He's a solo artist. Didn't he come from Kingston Trio or something? I think he was.
I don't know.
Is that where he came from?
I think he was in that lineage.
Huh.
I think I saw that on Professor Rock or something.
Well, there's a lot of stuff like that, Jay. And the year that I look at where I think everybody got stomped on because there were so many great albums that dropped was 1983. Like, you had to have a great song to get any attention in 1983. And
83 was a big year.
it was a
83 was a
huge year.
year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was stuff coming out of left field. The Clash came out, I think, in 83. Like,
with the Rock the
it
Casual
was 82
Combat
or
Rock
83.
album.
Combat Rock, yeah. And it was
Yeah.
like, everyone started going, whoa, let's go over. Wait a second, let's come back over here to this. Did the Police drop anything in 83?
Yes, they did. Synchronicity, as did ZZ Top Eliminator.
Yeah.
And then you,
This
of
is
course,
last and final. Yeah.
Stuff was all
with a
over
bang.
the map.
Thriller's still happening. 1999 is still very
Pyromania
much
came
relevant.
out in 83.
Holiday.
Pyromania.
Madonna's blasting off. Yep.
Everything is just going crazy.
Dokken, I think, was 83 on their first.
Cyndi Lauper, she's so unusual. I mean, it just... Van Halen
Bebop on it?
1984. No, that was True Colors.
Okay.
That was the next album.
What was the hit on the one in 83?
Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And Time After Time.
God, okay. Yeah.
She-Bop.
There was a lot.
No, She-Bop was on the next album. True Colors, I'm pretty confident.
It was a
She
lot.
is on She's Unusual.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What the hell's on True Colors? I guess True Colors, right?
Yep.
Huh. I thought that was on the next album. Anyway, big album. With the Thriller videos dropping. I mean, you had to be amazing to get a hit. And Dexys Midnight Runners squeezed in with Come On Eileen.
Yep.
And you had other acts come in like The Fix, who got 2 big hits, or relatively good hits. One Thing Leads to Another was monstrous. And then you also had Saved by Zero. They had a song. Those were
Love
the
Saved
hits.
by Zero.
Yeah. Red Skies was the other
Didn't
big one.
NXS? I think NXS dropped One Thing that year.
Was that 82 or 83?
I want to say it was 83. I remember we were
Might have
playing
been.
BCN in 83. I just looked this up. You want one that dropped in 83? Because my roommate had it on a 12-inch, and I remember coming home one Friday morning from a class. I only had one class that day. And he was playing New York, New York by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Yeah.
83.
That was coming. But that wasn't like mainstream.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like in college, I was hearing all this. Like, he
But
had
White
John
Lines
Rock,
was.
a remix. Right, White Lines was, but he turned me on to New York, New York.
Yeah.
I'd already heard the message.
Right.
And then it was he had a dance mix, which in '83 I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
He had like an extended mix on a 12-inch of Rock the Casbah.
Falco,
Like, whoa, what is this?
Falco, and After the Fire dropped Dear Commissar simultaneously. I mean, it was just a crazy year. So it wasn't. You had to be amazing to get a one-hit wonder in 1983 to squeeze in there as, hey, we're new, and Dexys Midnight Runners did it with Come On Eileen. Many others did it too. I believe. Here's a track from 1983. I'm pretty confident it's from 1983, from the UK, and it's by a group that's called Joe Boxer, and it's called Just Got Lucky. Remember that song?
Just
I'd have
got
to
lucky.
That's a neat song. Yeah. Of course, the Canadians did Men Without Hats Safety Dance that year, too. Have you thought of something?
Men at Work had Down Under that year.
I think, it was, the single was released that year, but the album, Business as Usual, I'm pretty confident was, well, wait a minute, no, Cargo was 83 with Overkill.
I'm looking at the top Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles.
Right. Business as Usual was released in either 81 or 82. Down Under was on the charts, but Cargo got released in 83.
But it's like just the top 10 is like insane.
Yeah.
Every Breath You Take, Billie Jean, Flashdance, What a Feeling, Down Under, Beat It, Total Eclipse of the Heart, Maneater, Baby Come to Me, Maniac, Sweet Dreams, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me, Come On Eileen, She Works Hard for the Money, I mean, Hungry Like the Wolf.
They're all songs we still know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And play.
100%. Like literally, if you gave me the top 20, I could maneuver them at an event. I'd have a tough time with, I Know There's Something Going On by Frida, even though it's Phil Collins on drums and production. It's not really a big banger at weddings anymore, but...
Well, it never was.
No, exactly. Yeah,
But
I played
it's a
that when I
cool
played
song.
Red Barchetta.
It is a
It'd
cool
be
song.
Frida and Rush. That'd be a good combo to come
Yeah,
in.
that's definitely going to pack the dance floor. Absolutely.
Twilight Zone by Golden Earring.
In a big country.
Yes.
Same kind of vibe.
Yes.
Prince Little Red Corvette next to Toto Africa.
Yeah, come on. Mic drop.
Let's go get a drink. Let's hit the bar. We get a minute.
Sexual
Yeah.
Healing, 1983, Marvin Gaye.
Last track, yeah. Brian, what you got?
Fascination. Jeez.
I listened to the 80s channel a lot on Sirius. And I had the screen do the Shazam the other day on one. And let me pull it up just so you can remember. A group called Scarlet and Black from 1987. A song called You Don't Know.
I
love
don't
that
remember that.
Yeah, you do. Everyone act like you do. None of us know this song.
Huh.
Damn, I've never heard of the group.
Check that one out after the show.
Yeah, we'll have to play that one.
They said one of them, I think Scarlet, I think that must have been the female, I'm assuming, was a backup singer for Doc and the Medics, if you remember.
Doctor and the Medics, Spirit in the Sky, yep.
So that's a little
I thought
tidbit they
Spirit
said
in the
about
Sky was
Him too.
Green Bomb.
Green Bomb.
yeah,
Yeah.
They redid it in the 80s.
There's an act called Doctor and the Medics who redid it in the 80s. It was a
Guy had
big,
a big monobrow.
yeah, it
That's
was
like
a
Moon Martin, who had Doctor.
Yes.
Addicted. Give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. It's his song, but then Robert Palmer
Palmer
picked
took
up,
it, yeah.
and then he blew it up.
Well, the Doctor and the Medics did kind of a, I don't know, how would you describe it, Brian? I mean, we would call it alternative version of it.
Yeah.
And it was a dance song.
It was like a dance version of the original song.
Yeah, kind of Dead or Alive meets The Cure kind of thing.
Yeah,
It
took all the hippie out of it. Yeah. So
Yeah, they did take the hippie out of it. It's very, very 80s alternative club kind of thing. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Just hear it all the time.
Pretty cool song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one-hit wonder for you. Damon, have you thought of something?
Yeah, but I'm gonna bring you guys up to the '90s real quick.
That's fine.
Actually, year 1992.
Okay.
Guy named MC Brains. The song is called Oochie Coochie.
Nope. I got nothing, kid.
is it that old? I didn't think it was 92. I thought it was later than that.
It was 92.
Sorry. My events put raisins in the potato salad. I'm sorry, dude. I ain't got you.
You're not playing
It was produced by Dallas Austin, who also helped produce BBD, ABC, Boys to Men. So that was like one of his early side projects, and
Wow.
it was a big hit in the community for a minute.
Yeah, there was a lot.
So if you hear the song, you'd be like, okay, that's BBD all the way.
Oh, it's one of those? Okay.
Yeah.
It's, kind of like how Babyface, everything that he did.
Yeah, when you hear Babyface songs, you know it's Babyface.
Or Jam and Lewis. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yeah.
Yep, they have
Very recognizable stuff.
Yep.
So is it sort of New Jack at all or no?
Yeah.
It's on the cuffs of New Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
It follows a whole Bill Biv DeVoe kind of like timeline,
They kind of expanded up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you hear, you be like, yeah, that's BBD, Teddy Riley influence, all that stuff. So.
You're going to go BBD. I got to go something representing 617, which is BBD, because that's,
Oh, you guys got to get over yourselves.
Two kids, New Edition, just a thing from Boston. I got to give some love to my former LTD singer, Jeffrey Osborne, with Stay With Me Tonight, with a great guitar solo that you can't unhear once you find out it's Brian May of Queen playing it, because it doesn't sound anything like him until you hear it 10 times and you go, oh my God, it sounds just
absolutely Brian May. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those no, it's not. And then you listen close and you're like, God damn, it's Queen. But again, he had a couple other hits that may have been regional. I don't know if they blew up, but I mean, it's at least it's a good track to at least look at.
Speaking of Boston, a few years ago, I was like, Stevie, I got to play this music video. And I put on Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Good Vibrations. And she's like, that's kind of a cool song. I'm like, that guy doesn't look familiar. She's like, yeah, kind of. No, that's not Mark Wahlberg. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Like, what? He rapped? She just couldn't believe it.
He did a lot of things back in the day that some older people in the metropolitan district area are still not happy with.
Right. Well, things happen.
I did a lot of things.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Life is a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
It goes on and on and on.
And on and on.
It's like dynamite. Go backwards. Yeah, we can do the first.
It's one big loop that
The
never
infinite loop.
ends.
It's like David Letterman's monologue where he would tell the private joke before the broadcast, and then he would to the audience, and then he would say the private joke during the monologue. The whole audience would start roaring. Everybody was home and be like, "What?
Yeah,
I don't get it."
What
he
am I
did it
missing?
all the time.
Yeah. We weren't there for the launch, so we don't know the callback.
He had to be there, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, be another one. How about Heart and Soul, T'Pau?
Nice.
E''Pau, T'Pau.
T'Pau.
Yeah. Give a little
They
bit
had
of
one
Heart and
other
Soul.
song that didn't do much. I think it was called "Not Gonna Get Us," but it wasn't a hit. Heart and Soul, absolutely. And I think you could probably say the same thing for New Shoes. I Can't Wait. The Dutch mix.
They had a track called Point of No Return, not the same
That's
song as
right.
Expose.
I
That
forgot
was
about
really
that
good.
song.
Yeah.
That I liked also. I got the 12.
I forgot all
I
about it.
didn't care for that one too much.
Me either.
Point.
It was a good effort.
Yeah.
If something like that would be released today, people would say, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." But back then, it was just like
It was funny that it was freestyle because it was slow. It was a slower BPM. It was almost like 100 or something. And
Yeah, it was.
freestyle stuff was like 118, 124.
well, it's the same tempo as "I Can't Wait," which
Well, I
It's
can't wait.
also low, which is them too. Yeah. It's like 96.
the Dutch
You
mix
get
of
low.
"I Can't Wait" is an urban classic.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds weird, but it is. It for some reason, I don't even understand why. It's classified more as an R&B track than it is a freestyle track.
I think what it was with the Point of No Return by New Shoes, I like the Expose version so much better. It overshadowed that one.
Oh God, I love "Point of Return" Expose. In
Yeah.
fact,
I think that's
anything
why
on
it
that album is
overshadowed.
brilliant.
So I think it overshadowed the New Shoes version. So, in my opinion, that's probably why I didn't like it.
But it wasn't the same song. It was just the same
No,
title.
it wasn't the same song, just same title. But
Yeah.
somebody said "Play No Return." I'm "Play No Return." I'm grabbing Expose. Like,
Right, yeah, right.
No, assume that's the one they want. You'll be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant song.
I was like, I did play it.
If we're going forward, I'm going to bring up one that even I forget about all the time. But she has two, but I still think she's only known for one. And
Fair
that's
enough.
Jane Childs.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah, yes, all day.
So, don't want to
Yeah.
fall in love.
Don't want to
Big
fall
one.
in love.
Brilliant track.
Yeah.
Brilliant track.
But did she have a second track like Damn?
No, her second
Wanna
track
Be Your
was,
Lover?
No, that
Sophie
was
Tucker. Sophie
Yeah.
B. Hawkins.
Tucker.
Sophie B.
Okay.
Hawkins.
Hawkins,
Okay.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Jane Child's other track was called "Welcome to the Real World."
Okay. Okay. I mean, the Don't Want to Fall in Love is the one I run to.
Oh yeah,
Kinda-
Like EMF, unbelievable. Like, I'm sure there's another track. I just didn't bother to get it because it's like, I only need this one.
That's all you'll need.
And I always screw this one up, but isn't there other track, International Bright Young Thing?
By Jane Child?
Or is that another band?
I don't know.
No, that's not EMF. That's
EMF.
right here, right now, people. That should do it.
Right here, right now. Oh, that's
Jesus Jones? Or,
Jesus
Yes.
Jones.
Okay.
I get EMF and Jesus Jones mixed up all the time. I think I did it in the last show too.
Here, I'll throw another thing to screwed up. Matthew Sweet,
Yeah, that was kind of a
Break My Stride.
Yeah.
Matthew Wilder.
See, I did
Yeah,
it
see?
again.
Matthew
You know, you didn't
Wilder.
mention Jay. You
His
didn't
other
mention,
song. His other song was "The Kid's American,"
Yeah, see that, but
and I think he was in Wild Cherry too.
was he really?
Yeah.
Why don't we just do a quick round of name someone that had a hit that was in another band before, and the band had a song too. And you get, I'll go first. I'll give you the example.
wow.
Okay.
I'm
let's do
going to
it.
do Jay Ferguson, Thunder Island.
Okay.
But his hit before was as the lead singer of JoJo Gunn, and the song was Run, Run, Run.
All right. I'll go next.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Let me call some
gonna go-
really quick.
Let
At
me
some point,
Google
someone's
that
going to
one.
say this artist. Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna go
Wow.
OXO, Whirly Girl, which with Ishla Damza, and his first band was called Foxy, and they had a track called Get Off.
Okay, we're going to go to commercial break now because Brian's broken all the rules.
Really, girl?
How did I break the rules?
That's a good song.
No, Foxy, I know, but what was the second one?
Oxo.
Oxo.
OXO. Whirly Girls. Great. And
I saw that's. I saw that on Broadway. That's Fiddler on the Roof. I know the part you're talking about. He's up dancing to Oxo. No,
that's not it. So if you flash forward, interestingly enough, he produced another act with his wife, and I can't remember her name, but that was Company B, who did like Fascinated and A Perfect Lover and all that. That was Ish's wife, and he produced it.
Okay. You've mentioned that before, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I think I got one here.
Go.
Well, I mean, the singer, he went solo. We're gonna go Bobby Brown.
Yeah, okay, easy.
I know low hanging fruit, blah blah blah.
Oh, there's lower.
Right.
Can always go lower.
Taking it back to to Jay. Going to Boston.
Yeah, got a little Boston in there.
New edition.
Just saying. That's the only member I don't know about. Well, actually, Johnny Gill I don't know either. Is Johnny and... Yeah, I guess Bobby Brown is from Boston.
He's from Boston. Johnny's not from Boston. Johnny's
not, though. Johnny Gill's not.
He was in that, like, Levert crew, right?
LSD. He had solo stuff way before that. Him and Stacey Lattisaw.
And then they came in.
Then they brought in Johnny. Well, Bobby wasn't acting right, so.
Yeah.
Go figure.
You mean in the video where the bindle of coke shoots out of his pocket and he breaks down, pick it up while he's still dancing? Yeah, you mean that? That's such a classic. It's like, watch the coke come out of Bobby Brown's pants.
Say what you will about Bobby Brown, and I can say a lot.
There's a lot to say.
I can say a lot of things about Bobby Brown. I did not hate the Don't Be Cruel album.
Oh, I didn't either.
No, it was a great album.
I wasn't a fan of his drug addiction or his whole Whitney, the way that thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that either. And I try to separate the art from the artists.
But they made it difficult because it was such the polar opposite. Like, oh, the bad boy. Oh, the good girl.
I gotta shatter your illusion on this one. Whitney Houston was
a gangster.
Whitney Houston was kind of a POS before she met Bobby Brown.
Oh, I have no doubts. But in the press, it was.
Clive was like, "Would you please not do that?" And she's like, "Yeah,
no."
Before Bobby even showed up, she may have corrupted Bobby.
She could have. No, she absolutely could have. But this is anything, and this is the thing about music that makes it such a fascinating thing to talk about. I've sat and had to explain to people how when I saw Metallica, I drank with them, but I didn't see them on stage because Lars got arrested at the airport because Mensch, their manager, was dealing with, Rick Allen from Def Leppard because he just lost his arm. And they look at me like, why do you know any of that? For the same reason that I don't know that Whitney was a POS before she met Bobby. I just thought it was like, oh, she's got a really pretty voice and he's a cokehead. Okay, next.
No, look, that was all Clive doing. Clive made her look like the girl next door kind of thing.
Clive Davis is one of those guys that's going to make you a star.
Yeah, and that's what he wanted to do.
Yep.
Yeah,
and Aerosmith, no surprise. Night in the Ruts. I did a quote, brought it back to 617.
Back to 617. Nice.
No, she was a hellion when he got her, and there are a lot of
mother, the gospel singer, Sissy. I thought she was like well kept. No?
Her aunt is Dionne Warwick. I mean, it's not
know. And her mom is Sissy Houston, like the gospel singer.
Lineage is nothing. The kid was the problem child. She had a great voice, but she was not a saint. And then Bobby showed up and whatever. I mean, it's funny. Damon probably knows this, but there used to be, I don't know, maybe you know the name of it? It was just north of Detroit. There was like a 12-story project.
Yeah, Brewster's.
Okay, and that's where Diana Ross is from there.
Yeah.
And Lily Tomlin's from there, and Smokey Robinson's from there, and all these people from Motown.
A lot of the Motown groups came from
this project. It's not there anymore. They tore it down, 10 years ago?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. But I guess when Motown got a hold of Diana Ross, she was kind of thuggish. She'd walk like a goon and she'd talk kind of street. Wow. They had to take her to their own little Motown etiquette school, teach her how to walk and talk and smile and everything. because she was real rough around the edges, and the finished product is what you saw in the Supremes.
You can do anything
Eva.
you want. I grew up in Cabrini Green in Chicago on the west side.
Sure you did.
You can be, and what? I didn't? What? Did I read that wrong?
Sure you did.
I didn't see they gave me a script to read. This is how it works.
I drove through there a couple times, and
The teleprompter's not
Is it
working.
as
Right.
bad as it?
1 star. 1 star.
Yeah, 1 star.
1 star.
Stealing
Lock
that.
your doors. Would not stop at the red lights. Just
I
Would not recommend 1 star.
That's going to be my new line. 1 star. 1 star. Really? 1 star. That's because 0 was not an option.
Right.
You have to put something.
No
You
stars.
can't. Yeah, you can't
Don't give
give no
1
stars.
star.
I got to hear John's artist had a hit from another group. What
Yeah.
was their hit?
Well, I'll pick one that I'm surprised you didn't start with. It would have been "Hello, It's Me" from Todd, and then of course you got his supergroup Utopia would be Todd Rundgren. So
You know what's funny? And Brian, did you go? Brian K?
I can't think of one.
Okay, the one I'm surprised that John or Brian didn't run with really quick that I thought you might have would have been Jerry Rafferty with Baker Street, and Jerry Rafferty with Steelers
Steelers Wheel.
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 Yeah, stuck in the middle. I think of that as like the
couple.
quintessential how to have 2 careers at the same time almost.
Well,
Like,
sure. I mean, you could talk about Steve Winwood and Blind Faith and all that stuff too, but
Right, but that's I don't think people know that as well.
right. But the one-hit wonder thing kind of goes out the window with that. Although I think Steelers Wheel only had 1 hit.
Well, Bob Welch
Yeah,
with
pretty much.
Fleetwood Mac, he had 2 songs that I know of. I don't think he did anything else though.
I don't think he did either. Sentimental
just
Lady and
those
Ebony
two.
Eyes was
That's
about
it.
Yeah, those are the two.
And they were the same album, I believe.
Yeah, French Kiss. I don't think that. I mean, how many albums did Bob Welch really do with Fleetwood Mac? Like 2 or 3?
I think 2 or 3, yeah, that at max. Well, because Fleetwood Mac.
And the only song that I can think of off the top of my head is "Hypnotize."
Yeah,
And I love that
that's
song.
the only one I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, the famous Greeny guitar that now Kirk Hammett and Metallica owns that for 20, 30, 40 years was in the hands of Gary Moore.
Yeah, Albatross and all that stuff.
Right, it's Albatross time. And, if you can name anything besides, like what's the major track off that? The
Well, you know what else they did? Originally, they wrote it and
The
did
Will
it
or
first,
something.
Black Magic Woman.
right. That I think that was Welch time too, though,
And
wasn't it?
then, no, that was Green.
Okay, so that's Green
That
time.
was
So
Green.
Green
that was
is
because
pre-Welch.
Santana redid it in like what 71 or
I was going to
72?
say very early.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's, we had this discussion the other day about new DJs having this, old DJs having this. And
A lot of information for you kids.
well, it is what it is. I mean, new guys, old guys. That's reality.
I think perspective is fun. I love perspective. I love understanding this is cool because what came before this, was nothing like that. I know this, and that's why I know I should play it because people of a certain age will say, "Oh, this is exciting," and not just my age, but even people who are, in their 40s or their 30s, or their late 20s. I understand things that somebody who's 22 doesn't understand about this other audience. And I'll understand it about them too someday, where they heard something and it was the game changer. But I don't just know the game changers from my perspective. I know them from people before me and after me. It's all about perspective of what came first and what was like amazing.
Yeah.
If you want to trigger younger people today, play Sweet Freedom by Michael McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
And it is shocking. I don't get older people coming up to me. I get late teen to late 20s. Oh my God, I love this. What is this?
What is this? Who is this?
This is great. What is this? The other one, oddly enough, that I get 20s to 30s is Shanice.
I love your smile.
Yep.
Oh, it's a great song.
And it's one of those tracks. And then if you want to funk out a little bit from like that early 80s period on a one-hit wonder, in my opinion, drop Mercedes Boy by Pebbles. Great vibe. And
There's a
again,
lot of,
it's a well-known track.
That's all happy
wow.
90s.
Oh, that's
Happy
pretty
90s.
well
In a
known.
groove.
Yeah.
To me, it's got a groove.
Favorite Pebble song? Anybody got a favorite Pebble song?
Mercedes Boy.
Mercedes is one. Girlfriend. Girlfriend is the one.
Benefit of the Doubt is my favorite Pebble song. That is an amazing track.
I got to check that one out.
So good.
I wasn't really a Pebbles fan.
You're married to L.A. Reid?
You didn't like that one, Damon?
No, I didn't. I'm just not a Pebbles fan.
Well, I'm not a Pebbles fan either, but that's a good track.
Oh, you know why? Because she ruined TLC. That's
Exactly.
the thing.
Yep.
That's where it's, see, I knew that. Yeah, she screwed over TLC, and you're a Left Eye fan, and I know that.
Yes. How did you know?
Those kids, they were all crazy anyhow.
Well, she didn't help. And you know who's behind her? L.A. Reid. Whoever thinks Babyface and L.A. Reid are the same.
Nope.
No, Babyface being Mr. Left Hand Guitar being like, hey, I got a song, Change the World. Oh, cool, let's hear it. L.A. Reid's like crushing dreams and spitting out people.
Yeah.
The 90s.
You guys don't think he watches this, do you? Because he's an amazing man.
But the crazy thing is,
him and Tommy Mottola.
You know Ellie's Reid's rap name?
No.
He was part of the group Jekyll and Hyde from like 82, 81.
I love when guys had like not even a sniff of like fame, and then they become big in the business though, and they hang that out there. Like, well, I remember when I was on stage, it was different. Like, what stage? VFW post? Come on, dude, we're not talking the forum. Like, I don't think the Chuck E. Cheese after hours counts as a stage.
Yeah, winding up the mouse isn't really a career.
Yeah.
It's all showbiz, man. It's all showbiz.
So LA got screwed over.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
I'm giving a presentation tomorrow night. I'm on a panel for a USC event. You know where it's being held, though? If you look closely in the small print, I'm at the Tire Biter Brewery. So you see how quickly it goes from wow to what do you mean?
Oh, there? Wow. Yeah. I didn't know they had a function room.
We're off campus, apparently.
Apparently.
Way off campus.
Hey, you know what I like, too? Another one that gets people all the time. You play either Circle in the Sand or Heaven is a Place on Earth.
Linda Carlisle.
Linda Carlisle. And like, she used to sing for the Go-Go's, and they go, who?
What a great band, though. What a great band.
Go-Go's?
Go-Go's, yeah.
Loved them. Yeah.
2-hit wonder.
The whole album beat is great.
I'd say 3. Lips Are Sealed.
Lips Are Sealed.
Oh, Go-Go songs?
Got the beat. Vacation.
Got the beat. Actually, 4 then, because the one that had the video, it's not Vacation. What is it? Head Over Heels.
Head Over Heels is great.
That's a kid.
Head Over Heels is great.
Yeah.
Got the beat. Yeah, there's 4.
Vacation. No, there's
There's 4 that we can name without
our lips are sealed. We got the beat. Vacation.
Head Over Heels.
There's another one that.
Is there a 5th?
Yeah, there's other ones. I don't know where my brain is right now, but there's other ones. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
but
3 albums: Beauty and the Beat, Vacation, and Talk Show.
Yeah.
And I think Beauty and the Beat had more than one.
This will be a very simple go around the room real fast. You got only one choice.
I'm going to Google it.
Bangles or Go-Go's?
I'm going to Google it. What, for like music or
you got one only one. Well, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter.
Susanna Hobbs, game over. Sorry.
Give you that side eye and it's all over.
I'll take her today.
I knew where you were going.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
She looks amazing today.
Bill.
No, as far as listening, if you had to sit down and listen, Brian K., would it be Go-Go's or Bangles?
Bangles.
Oh, Get Up and Go. That was their track. That was a big track.
I don't remember that track.
If you heard it, you'd know it.
Don C. Bangles, Go-Go's.
Probably Bangles.
Damon.
Go-Go's, because I learned how to play We Got the Beat on guitar.
There you go. Me too. Go-Go's.
Bass.
Okay. We know where Brian Red is going.
All right, we'll have to play that.
You have even a 300-degree separation of Prince. He's in there like...
No, actually, if I had to pick one or the other, I think they're both great bands. They really are.
I mean, but just to listen to, as much as I like
Go-Go's,
the Bangles, I'd still go with the Go-Go's. Yeah,
I would too. Go-Go's.
Well, from where they came from, they started more as a punk band and kind of evolved into pop. Whereas Bangles were, set to be pop, and then they became ballad queens.
Plus they were first.
Head Over Heels, Get Up and Go.
It was a big deal that it was an all-girl band.
Our Lips Are Sealed, Head Over Heels, Get Up and Go, Vacation, We Got the Beat. There you go.
That's the 5 that charted.
I mean, you wouldn't even hear like DJs when they played like Our Lips Are Sealed. It was just like, here's a new band, all-girl band from LA, the Go-Go's. That was the end of it. They didn't.
You know when I first heard that song?
79.
No, it came out like 81 or something like that. HBO. So HBO didn't used to be 24 hours. HBO came on at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it went off the air at 3 o'clock at night. And we had like a free thing of HBO when we first got cable. We moved to our place out in Oklahoma because it was too far away to get a TV signal from a TV station. So you had to have cable to watch TV at all.
Right.
They had a program on there called Video Jukebox. They have a half hour of videos every month. So after school, 4 o'clock, Video Jukebox comes on because HBO goes on the air. And the very first edition of Video Jukebox, the very first video was Go Go's Our Lips Are Sealed. And that's where I heard the song and saw the video for the very first time. Then I heard it on the radio. So I saw the video before I heard it on the radio.
I did that with Squeeze.
Tempted?
No. Pull Another Nail from My Heart.
Yeah.
I saw the video and before I heard the song. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I think it may have been that I saw Gary Newman's video up in New York before I heard Cars.
Yeah.
And the video was like a Hollywood Square thing where you had the keyboardist in different areas. And I just remember thinking like this, I had just gone from Barry Manilow and Elton John into more newer stuff. And here's this like, here in my car. And I'm like, is this a joke? And it was like right around the same point of Devo. Like there was just stuff in B-52s. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, is music going to get weird all of a sudden? Because there's a lot of
then I get right. But if you had if you were Hit Parader, Circus, Cream, even Rolling Stone, you start hearing like, who's Television?
You know, I want to go back to Go-Go's for just a minute because
great band.
I'm thinking, you know, I don't know if anyone in here has ever just dropped the needle on Beauty and the Beat, side A and side B. It's a good album.
I had the
like forget about the hits. It's just a good album.
No, it is. It's a good album. It's good music. Their first Police album is the same way. Rock was the big bust, but every song on there is a banger. Like literally every song on there is a good song.
Right.
And of course, we're talking about a point when albums were like, what, 35 to 40 minutes long?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
So if you had maybe roughly 4 to 5 tracks on one side, 4 on the other, you were somewhere
eight
between
to 10 tracks,
8 to 10 tracks on the whole thing.
Well, that's another good example of a band of 3, and I mean the stellar career that Sting has had since the Police disbanded. I mean that's like
I would just argue the Police that was lightning in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It was just lightning in a bottle. I don't care what Sting does or has done since the Police, but Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland. Are you kidding me? Oh my God! I mean, those guys are
together.
amazing.
No, they're both amazing, and they're both on Rick Beato interviews that are like.
Stuart can be a bit difficult.
Well, no,
he was pretty cool. I think he got a bad rap.
I think he's got about that much patience on the average.
Probably.
Like this is about as much he gives you.
Yeah, he was a lot older than those other guys too.
Well, and I think that plus look at his family. I mean, his brother started IRS Records.
Well, you're talking about Andy Summers.
No,
Stuart Copeland. You're right. Yeah, Stuart Copeland.
His brother started IRS Records. His other brother managed the band. So
I think it was the same brother, wasn't it?
No, he has 2 other brothers. It's Stuart, Miles, and another one, I believe.
I thought Miles.
I could be wrong, but I thought Stuart.
That was the same guy. You're probably right. I just assumed Miles did both.
Yeah, I thought he had 2 brothers that one managed and one started this other company. Yeah, I would have to verify. Born, genre, occupants, family. Why is it not giving me this?
We have millions of people in the comment section just going crazy right now.
Yeah, I
given the correct answer.
So you had Miles Copeland, Stuart Copeland.
Now click on Miles and see what his achievements were.
He died in 91. Oh, that's his dad, so that doesn't count. But then he had Miles, must have been the 3rd. Miles was assigned CIA duties in the Middle East. His dad. That's why they lived in Cairo. Whoa.
Yeah.
The Police, Andy Summers.
Anyway.
Yeah. We'll do this on another show.
That one out.
I don't want to take up too much time.
We'll rabbit hole that one after hours.
He had at least 1 or 2 brothers.
Yeah, there was one brother.
Ian
IRS
Copeland
Records.
and Stuart Copeland and Miles. That's what I'm coming up with.
Just the two?
Yeah.
Okay, then Miles started IRS Records and managed the band. So I might
Again,
be
there was
thinking
still
another one.
Ian Copeland. So,
What is it?
Ian Copeland.
Oh, so Ian, Miles,
Ian.
Stewart.
Sorry.
So there's three.
There's three.
Well, you just said that Miles was his dad.
Miles Jr. is his dad. So the third would be the other Miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I
Miles.
thought there was three because I remember once hearing an interview with him where he's like, yeah, one brother, my other brother was managing these bands, and then my other brother started IRS Records, but they weren't on IRS Records, I don't believe.
Right.
They were on Chrysalis?
I don't remember.
Chrysalis was Billy Idol, Pat Benatar.
Chrysalis was huge.
Blondie.
Yeah.
Blondie. They may have been on Atlantic.
I think that Babies were on that label too.
Yeah, they were on Chrysalis because I remember seeing the blue label.
Yeah, I'm thinking the 45s I had when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was blue.
That was the weirdo 7-year-old who had to run out and bite every time I think of you. I mean,
It's a great track.
Yeah, it's a great track.
Yeah. Well, no, you were foreshadowing that someday you'd be paying millions of dollars towards therapy, and you've proven that that's not necessarily true.
Holy shit! Look at the artists that's on IRS Records.
Okay, read them up.
Bangles, Berlin, Black Sabbath, John Kay, Candyman, Belinda Carlisle.
Wow.
Stuart Copeland. I mean, the list goes on and on. Dead Kennedys, English Beat, Fine Young Cannibals, General Public, the Go-Go's.
Well, Go-Go's we knew, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like looking at.
They were a new wave punk label, and I think
Boingo, shit.
I saw a documentary the other day. I think I told you guys called No Fat Records.
Yes.
And it's the story of Fat Mike from NoFX, the punk band, started a record label. And you literally can cover 99.8% of the punk band movement post like Black Flag and Dead Kennedys.
Oh, him.
When you get into the 90s-ish punk of NoFX style punk, after the Germs, after DK, after all that, literally he signed everyone. Lagwagon's on there. Like the only bands that weren't on there were like Blink, Green Day, and Offspring. And they weren't considered punk to the hardcore purists.
Right.
They were signing everyone. And it's like, I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start looking up No Fat Records because this is going to give me everything in that genre I need.
Yeah, make a pretty complete folder out of just.
They did it as
research.
just like, I love your music. It sounds great. Do you want to be on my label? Sure. Okay, we'll print your records. We'll sell them for like $15 a piece. You know, I get $3, you get the rest, and here's how we'll do it, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was very, very interesting to see an actual record label kind of go from nothing to being huge in its area because the industry is so dramatically different. You know, Brian talking about I had to go get a 45. No. You know, like imagine kids, we had to actually put in work and spend money.
Go somewhere to buy it. Yeah.
And Brian got on this little bicycle and actually rode to the store to buy a record.
Well, no, he was driving. He was driving a train.
I used to ride my bike to Sunburst Sound in Oklahoma, man. It was, I lived on the 700 block, or no,
you got the Go-Go's there, so you had to go through George Jones first, and then the Go-Go's were behind it.
I mean, I've told this story before, but I remember going to Sunset Sound and
in LA
asking for I had heard it because my brother's friend had played it for me. He was from Corpus Christi and it was on college radio and I thought it was really cool. And I went up to Sunburst Sound. I'm like, I'm looking for the song Hungry Like the Wolf. Is that we don't sell children's songs here. Like, no, it's a rock song. Like, what is it about the wolf? The wolf says what? I'm like, no, Hungry Like the Wolf. Well, we don't know what you're talking about. So, of course, you ride your bike up there a couple weeks later, and you're like, got it?
Yeah, here's $200,000.
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the most telling things that we probably all have? We all have a place or a time. I had a guy named Bob who used to be, as he told me, formerly Bad Company's tour manager, and he opened Beggar's Banquet Records in Harvard Square, used records. And I went in to buy Kiss Love Gun and Ted Nugent Cat Scratch Fever. And he said, "You like these?" I said, "Yeah, I just got into guitar and these are really cool." He goes, "I'll tell you what, I'll keep these. You buy these instead. And then if you don't like them, come back tomorrow or the next day and I'll trade you."
Yeah.
And I ended up getting Derek and the Dominoes Anthology and the Yardbirds Greatest Hits, which was like not Get Out Your Yayas, that's the Stones, but it had something to do with Yaya on the Yardbirds.
Grandma.
And I just remember going home and playing them and being like, oh my God. My first thought was they copied Aerosmith because they do Train Kept a Rolling. But I just remember listening, going like, these are great. And from that point forward, I would go see Bob in Harvard Square and be like, hey, what should I get now? He's like, here, Sun Seals, Live and Burning in Chicago. Take it home, drop the needle. I'm listening to like old blues players out of Chicago at 14 years old. Everyone around me is like, you got the new Skinner? I'm like, no, man, I got Sun Seals, Live and Burning on Alligator Records. He's like Gatemouth Brown's cousin. And they're like, who? What? So it was that exposure that was so key, and you had some place to go where someone could tell you. That's the tragedy of it now.
Before we go any further, the show is not brought to you by Extra Crispy Cheetos.
Those are the best. If you're going to eat Cheez-Its, you got to get the Extra Crispy.
They're delicious. Sort of been munching on over here.
It's so funny. They figured out a way to, hey, what if we burn them? No. Just call them Extra Crispy.
Stick all the burn ones in a box.
Somebody turned the oven up too high.
Yeah. Charge more.
We're actually sponsored by DJ Van Planner. So please check out DJ Van Planner in the description of this video on YouTube. Thank you, DJ Van Planner, for being one of our channel sponsors. There, now, go ahead and say it.
And remember, we're coming up. I believe it's April 12th is National Record Day.
Yep.
Probably.
So we're coming up on that, so I'm sure we'll have a great topic in the next show or two about records that are behind Brian, especially.
Records?
Because the rumor is, and I can tell you tonight it's true, Brian is selling all of his records along with Paul Oakenfold. So if you want to come into one of our shows live in the audience that we normally have, you could probably buy some of his vinyl.
This show is actually being recorded on April 1st. It's not being posted on April 1st, but recording it is April Fool's Day. So,
anyone get any good April Fool's Day? I got a little controller made by Apple that was going to stream Spotify, and I kept looking at it going, you know what? This is so typical of Apple to start trying to make money off. Oh wait, they own Apple Music. Never mind. It's a joke. Okay. Okay. I see.
No, I was a little. I'm too jaded and wise to fall for it. I just you know what? I'm not going to read anything today. I'll just read stuff tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah. Hit the TV with that cane of yours and just tell it not to turn on.
Nobody got time for that. I'm just going to... No. I'll tune in again tomorrow.
The rent's too damn high.
That's right. You better taxes are too damn high.
That too.
I was going to go around telling everybody I was going to cut my hair today. I figured that would be
Bud Light was telling me all about it the other night.
Yeah, but then I did.
Oh wow! Did you?
Well, some. It's not crazy long. I'm only to here now. So.
Well, I mean, what I love is that I cut it last week, and I have yet to hear one person go, "Hey, did you cut your hair?" Michelle goes, "Hey, what did everyone say?" I'm like, "No one has said a word." She goes, "Well, because it looks too much. You need to cut it shorter." I'm like, "No, I think I've done enough damage for one day." Crazyville. Just Crazyville.
And what are you going to do?
Well, what can we tell you, kids? Let's wrap the show up. I'll tell you what. Support music. Go find new music. Go down a rabbit hole on YouTube. Just find a good song you like and then go to the right and start checking out those songs.
Yep. Find all those one-hit wonders.
Yeah, just look up one-hit wonders. Find a good video that somebody's posted on one-hit wonders and just go down that rabbit hole.
I got a crazy challenge for you kids. Find an old one-hit wonder you like. Find a song on YouTube that you're like, you know what, I really dig this. Then go on the interwebs and find that song on a compilation of some kind.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And now that's what I call music, or a KTEL or whatever, and buy that compilation and check out the rest of the stuff on it.
Yeah, that's great.
Wouldn't that be weird?
That is. It's good enough
That's
to
how
get
we
my
used to discover
compilation.
music sometimes.
There's going to be some cool stuff with it. Yep.
The people who used to put those compilations together put some thought into them. They were good programmers, and you learn that. So if you like one song on there, you'll probably love the other songs on there.
This was KTEL Disco, and you always got a Kiss song on there for some reason.
Yeah, and a Bee Gees or Andy Gibb song, and a Steely Dan. Peg worked itself into like every single one of those albums.
Or Ricky. Ricky, don't lose the numbers.
Ricky was a big one too.
That's always there somehow.
And you had to have a band that had 4 or 5 guys in the same outfit. So it was either Firefall, Player. Yeah, you know,
Yep.
you ended
Coordinated dress. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no. They
Matching big wingtip.
but it exposed you to that. I still remember the first time I ever heard Jay Ferguson, Thunder Island. It was on a KTEL Ronco disc. Now that's what we call whatever. It was like
hits of the day.
It was Andy Gibb. Blood is thicker than water. Excuse me. Peg, Jay Ferguson, Thunder Island. I think Casey and the Sunshine Band. Something. I think maybe the Commodores or the OJs. Sure. It was just this diverse group of music, and you're like, yeah, it was everywhere. Fun to hear. Now it's like you want diversity. Here's 17 Sabrina Carpenter, 4 Chaperone, 1 weird track from Korea, and oh yeah, here's some Taylor Swift.
If you find a song from back in the day that interests you, use the AI tools that are out there. Like, show me songs that are similar. Show me songs from the same day and age. Show me if this charted, this was in the top 10 that year. And
have fun with it.
Find something good.
There was a golden age of movies, and we are in the golden age of television right now. There was a golden age for music too, and if you really do love music, and you're getting tired of hearing the same old thing on the radio, and you're getting bored with it, go check some other stuff out. I think you'll like what you find. If you 100%. Dig it, you'll find something you like. There's going to be something out there that you dig. I promise.
You're saying we're in the golden age of TV now?
Yeah, we are in the golden age of TV right now.
How?
Well, all of these streaming services are producing TV shows that are movie quality TV shows.
Okay,
like
I see.
The budgets are there, the actors are there, the editing, the writing. It's all
100%.
We are in the golden age of television.
I will take MASH over Severance. I'm on record. It's here.
That's cool. That's cool, Archie Bunker. But I'm just saying. We're getting a good product right now. We are getting a good product.
No,
we're not particularly getting groundbreaking products like we were with MASH and All in the Family, but we're getting good, solid product. This isn't the renaissance of television; it's the golden age of television. That's a very different thing. But that's another video.
I would agree with that. And I think the sad part about it, though, is it's becoming more and more of a distraction device than it.
We need distractions, but that's what great music used to be, was a distraction.
Yeah, go to the gym or something. Go for a walk. Read a book, once in a while.
Buy some Pioneer gear.
What is the book thing you talking of? I've read a book in a while.
You could read something like this.
Oh, yeah. Where would you find a book like that?
You'd borrow it from Brian Redd 12 years ago.
Never return it?
I know exactly where it is.
And then he'd be dumb enough to give you a second book.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
You will eventually get these back.
That's okay. It's
working on it.
Running joke now. But
you know where they are. They're not being held hostage. Look, it goes out on its own. It has drinks. It does its thing.
John